Welcome to another episode of the Mage Knight campaign. This is the Draconum versus the Necropolis Sect. We'll again be playing the Age of Fantasy rules using one-page rules. It's a 2,500 point campaign report. Before the battle. To the south of the blasted lands lies the city of Parthen. Zhurin, a general of the Order of Vlad, has conquered the city, taking advantage of the chaos of the wars. The Necropolis Sect has gained a foothold in the west and wished to maintain it amidst fighting on all sides. 2 months ago, an Amazon Draconum was captured while attempting to infiltrate the vaults of Zhurin's inner sanctum. The embattled vampire lord wishes no further enemies from the Draconum. His second, Kirari, suggests they trade the Draconum for her sister Nyx, a powerful mage in her own right. Envoys are sent. The twin Draconum magi brothers Zhurin and Valen received word that their younger sister Thera was captured by the repugnant Necropolis Sect, who now seek an audience. Enraged, they gather their kin to retrieve her from the dirty grasp of those bloodsuckers in grave spawn. Caution is encouraged by their senior lieutenant Kalikas, who convinces them to agree and bring their longtime prisoner Nyx to exchange for their sister's life. Diplomats are sent between the two factions, and a prisoner exchange is set up on the ruins of a mountain keep to the north. Be glad we did not kill your slithering sister. We have more pressing matters than you lizards running amok, said the vampire lord. Valen stepped up. How dare you, impotent bloodsucker? You corpse feeders disgust us. Why should we give up our prized prisoner? We could flatten your army with a flick of our wrists. The vampire retorted, I will not be threatened so close to my home. Kirari steps in. Please, let us remember while you're here. Bring the prisoner. Kalikas spoke as well. Yes, my brothers, do not make any rash decisions. The prisoners were brought to the hilltop. Zhurin spoke up. Give us Nyx, and we will. The vampire lord spoke up. Give us Nyx, and we will release your slithering sister to you. Zhurin retorted back as well. As if we would trust you, vampire. Release our sister, and we will give you this hag. The vampire lord's patience had endured long enough. Enough of these lizards. I will take no more of this. You had your chance. Now you will die. Zhurin and Valen speak as one. You will tremble before our eternal might. Though the empires of men and elves shall rise and fall, we will remain. We are the Draconum, and we are eternal. This is a 2,500 point battle report for using Age of Fantasy one-page rules. There are several objectives, the first of which to win is to capture the opponent's prisoner. You can move your own. The other objective that you can win is to move your own prisoner across your opponent's half of the battlefield. Prisoners can move 6 inches per turn, and they are captured just as an objective. So that means that if there is no models within 3 inches of the prisoner, they are considered captured. As long as whoever their control under the prisoners can move 6 inches per turn and are effectively controlled by captors, so they can't rush or do any actions other than move. For the Draconum, they are running as a Magna. A Magna Draconum is a Gator veteran who's going to be running with the Whelps. He has the Primal Roar upgrade, which is exploding attacks on 5s and 6s. There are 2 Frog Mages, both armed with the Saurians, with Saurian Warriors. The Frog Mages are the Magnus and the Mystic Draconums. There's 2 Saurian warrior squads with spears. There's the second Gator veteran who is off on his own. He is the Mortis Draconum. He also has the Ancient Wrath upgrade. There's the 6-man squad of Whelps, which are going to be running as Gators. They have great weapons. There are 3 Dragon Lizards, which will be played as Neophants. They have the Flame Spit, and they also have the Predator upgrade. There are 2 Spike Lizards, one of which is an Arcane Draconum, the other of which is a Hierophant. They have the Blast shooting weapon, and they also have the Predator upgrade. And finally, there are 2 dragons, which will be running as Spinosaurs. They have their Spit Venom. They also have Predator, and they also have a Toxic Bite. And their Spit Venom also has Poison. For the Necropolis Sect, they're using a combination of the Vampiric Undead and the Dark Elves. Kirari is running as a Dark Noble. She has the Dark Prowess, giving her and her squad +1 to hit, and she has a Halberd. The Order of Vlad is running as a Vampire Master. He has a great weapon, and he is a Wizard. They also have another champion who will be running as a Necromancer. He has the Corpse Master upgrade and is also a Wizard. Finally, there is a Necromantic Judge who will be running as a Snake Medusa. He is a Necromantic Judge. He has a Glaive, and he is also a Wizard. There's 2 20-man zombie squads. There's a 10-man zombie squad. There's a 10-man squad of Corsairs who have repeater handbows. There's 2 10-man squad of Executioners who will be running as Seething Knights. The Corsairs are going to be Nightblades. There's 2 10-man squads of Slaughter Sisters, which will be Nightblades. The Executioners will be Seething Knights, and the Corsairs are going to be Night Stalkers. There's a 10-man squad of Black Guardians, which will be Death Merchants. There's a 6-man squad of Snake Sisters, which will be Medusas. And finally, there is a 6-man squad of Bat Horse, which will be flying horrors. For the Draconum, this is their army here. So on the this is one of the Magnus Draconums who will be with one of his Saurian squads as a Frog Mage. We have the other Mystic Draconum, which will be the other Frog Mage with his Saurians. We have the 6-man Whelp squad, as well as the Magna Draconum. We also have one of the dragons, which will be the dragon, and then we have the Arcane Draconum and the Hierophant, which will be the Spike Lizards. Finally, we have the 3 Hierophants, 3 Neophants. For the Necropolis Sect, we have on the bottom Death Merchants, which will be running as Black Guardians, and then above them is the 2 10-man squads of Executioners, which will be Seething Knights. 20-man squad of Zombies. We have a 10-man squad of Zombies on the left, and on the bottom here, we have the Night Fiends, which will be in the center, which will be running as the Bat Horrors. We have the other 20-man squad of Zombies on the far right, on the top. And then we have the Night Stalkers, which will be running as the Corsairs. We have the 2 10-man squads of Nightblades, which will be the Slaughter Sisters. And in the middle, we have the Medusas. We then have the Order of Vlad, we have Kirari, and we have the Necromantic Judge, respectively, along with the Necromancer to the left. So you have the Mind Thief is the Necromancer, the Order of Vlad, Kirari, and the Necromantic Judge. For the setup, we have both of the prisoners on for the Necropolis Sect is on the bottom right. That's going to be on the left as we start playing. We then have protected by the 2 10-man squads of Executioners. We have a 20-man squad of Zombies, and we also have the Night Fiends led by the Vampire Lord on the bottom right. On the top left, we've got the dragons. We've got the dragons and the Hierophant and a Neophant. We've then got the 2 10-man Saurian squads, one in the middle and one on the bottom left. We also have a Mortis Draconum, and then we have the Hierophant and the other dragon. And behind all the squad in the center that will be supporting the center is the 6-man squad of Gators with the Magna Draconum. They've set up their prisoner in the center here. So here we're just seeing the Night Fiends and the 2 sets of Executioners protecting the Amazon Draconum. We have the 20-man squad of zombies here, along with Karari and for death merchants. We also have in the center, we've got the Medusas, and we've also got a unit of Slaughter Sisters. Then we have a 10-man squad of zombie, the other Slaughter Sisters, the 20-man squad of zombies to the left, and then on the far right we've got the Night Stalkers, led by Corsairs. On there we've got the Dragon, along with the Arcane Draconum and 2 of the Neophytes. In the center we've got one of the Magnus Draconums with his Saurians. We've got a Neophyte, the Dragon. Again, supporting in the rear is the 10-man squad of Gators with the Magna Draconum, the Hierophant towards the left, and then the Mortis Draconum. You'll notice that we've put all the tough models on bigger bases to help balance them out. And then again on the far left, we've got the other Mystic Draconum and his 10-man Sauri squad. It's just an overview of the battlefield here. And here is just the battle lines of the Necropolis Sect. And then the battle lines of the Draconum. Turn 1. The Draconum get first turn. The Mystic Draconum moves up. He attempts to cast a buff spell but fails, and so with them, the Mystic Draconum moves up with the Saurian squad. In response, the 20-man squad on the far right moves up. The Hierophant puts Primal Roar on himself and the Dragon, and then moves up. The Mortis Draconum puts Primal Roar on the Hierophant and the Dragon, and moves up. The 10-man zombie squad moves up in the center. The Magus Draconum moves up and blasts the zombies, and then moves up. The zombies are now down to half strength. The 20-man squad of zombies moves up towards the far left. The Dragon moves up and blasts the zombies, killing some. The Mind Thief moves up and casts plus 4 inches of charges on the Nightblades and the Medusas. That puts them in range of charging the Saurians and the Mystic. The Neophyte moves up and blasts the zombies again, taking them down to 3. That's just the Neophyte moving up. The Nightblades move up behind the remaining zombies. The Hierophant blasts the zombies, taking them to half. The 20-man squad has been reduced greatly. That's just the Hierophant. Karari moves up with her Death Merchants around the remaining zombies. The Dragon moves up and gives itself and the Arcane Draconum Primal Roar. The Executioners move up in range to charge the Saurians. The Neophyte moves up. He actually rushes forward since he's out of position. The Night Fiends, along with the Vampire Lord, move up behind the Executioners. The Order of Vlad casts +1 to hit on themselves and the Death Merchants. So both squads now hit on 2s. The Arcane moves up but is out of range. The zombies on the far right move up. The other Neophyte rushes towards the center to protect Nyx. And the second squad of Executioners moves up behind the Night Fiends. The third Neophyte moves to the center by rushing, forming a center line. The Amazon Draconum is moved up behind the left flank. Seeing one of the Neophytes move up close, they use their 16-inch range of the Nightblades to charge one of the Neophytes, doing 4 wounds. Finally, the Snakes move up. The Medusas move up with the Necropolis Judge. He casts -2 morale on both of the Saurian squads with the Frog Mages in them. That's both of the Saurian squads who have -2 morale. Finally, the Night Stalkers rush up towards the Draconums. Their short-range crossbows are out of range. After the first turn, the battle lines begin to close. That's just the picture. That's a picture of the center line with one of the Neophytes taking 4 and Nyx behind them. That's just the center. And turn 2. The Saurians get to go first. The Draconum get to go first. They move up, and the Mage blasts both of the Executioner squads. It blasts one of the Executioners down to 1 and takes him down to a single, and also blasts the Executioners behind them, killing 6 of them. Both of the squads hold. The Mystic Draconum shows his powerful magic. The Nightblades charge and kill several, but the Saurians and the Mage pass them on. The other Saurian squad with the other Magus Draconum moves up. He fails to cast his spell, and then charge the Medusas. They kill some of the Medusas, return and kill 8 of the Saurians. With the -2 morale on them, they fail in the morale and they flee. That is one of the Magus Draconums gone. The Nightblades move up and shoot the monster dragon, taking him 4 wounds. The Mortis Draconum casts a Primal Roar on the squads behind him and then charges the Night Fiends. Knowing that they have +1 to hit, he sacrifices himself. He kills one, but then is killed himself in response. The Night Fiends move up. The zombies move up to protect the Nightblades. The dragon charges the zombies, taking them down to 5. But the Medusas, who are already fatigued, they move up. He fails to cast the spell, and they manage to kill the wounded Neophyte. Then consolidate up. The Arcane Draconum moves up and shoots at the zombies, killing some. They are now down to 3. The 3 remaining zombies move up in range of the dragon next turn. The Neophyte moves up and shoots the zombies again, taking them down to 2. The Nightblades charged the Neophyte and did some damage and waver him. The Hierophant moves up and gives Primal Roar to the Whelps in the Magna Draconum squad and himself, and then misses his shooting. The zombies move up over the hill as well. Nyx is moved up and protected by the Draconum. Her handlers are moving her towards the center. Kirari attacks, but only her can attack the Hierophant, and fails to win combat, and and her squad of Death Merchants are wavered. The Neophyte unwavers from being attacked by the Nightblades. The Arcane Draconum fires, but misses the Night Stalkers, who have stealth. The Amazon is moved up by her handlers. The Whelps and the Magna charge into the Nightblades, killing some and wavering them. The Night Fiends move up and attack the Mystic Draconum, but miss, being fatigued. The Executioners move up behind the wavered Death Merchants. At the end of turn 2, we've seen the battle being engaged on all fronts, where the 2 prisoners have been moved towards the center and the far left, where much of the battle is being fought through. Turn 3. The Draconum get to go again, and moving the Mystic Draconum moves up, blasting the Nightblades and the Seeking Knights as they attack, taking them both down to barely any people left. The Nightblades are now down to 1, and the Seething Knight Executioner squads behind has been taken down to a single man. but both squads passed their morale. The Night Fiends, along with the Vampire Lord, charge the whelps, killing 4 whelps. The vampire fails to cast his morale spell. The whelps pass their morale, though, being fearless. The Magna and the whelps, the Night Fiends then back off, with the Magna and his whelps holding, but only down to 2. The wounded dragon attacks the Medusas, but dies after killing 1, already being wounded himself. The Medusas consolidate closer. The Death Merchants, along with Karari, unwaver. The Neophyte moves up and shoots the Mind Thief, killing him. The Fatigue Medusas charge and rout the Neophyte, rolling 6s and killing him. They also cast +1 to hit. They also cast +1 to hit on themselves and the Nightblades, and then they consolidate. The Neophyte shoots at the Death Merchants, killing a couple. The Nightblades unwaver. The dragon charges the remaining 3 Nightblades, killing them. The Corsairs move up, shooting and doing 2 wounds to the Arcane Draconum. The Arcane Draconum moves up and shoots the Night Fiends with the Vampire Lord and his minions, killing a couple of them and wavering them. The wavering remaining Night Fiends. The Executioner charges up and dies on the spears from the Saurians. The fatigued whelps, along with the Magna Cotum, charges the Vampire Lord and his minions, killing them, and as they're already wavered, they automatically are routed. The Amazon Queen's handlers move her away from the fighting towards the center. Nyx is moved up closer towards the center as the Draconum see a breaking point in the lines. The other Executioner charges, but is also dispatched by the spears. The zombies move up towards the center to reinforce the left flank. The Hierophant shoots at the snakes, killing 1. At the end of turn 3, we see that the left flank of the Necropolis Sect is beginning to crumble, but is being reinforced by the zombies, while the right flank of the Draconum is also beginning to crumble itself. Going into the final turn, we see that the Draconum have broken through on the left flank temporarily. Turn 4. Karari and her Death Merchants charge the remaining Mystic Draconum, killing him, and being within a few feet of Nyx to free her. But the Draconum and the Neophyte are also stopping her from freeing Nyx. The Magna Draconum and the remaining whelps charge the Medusas, killing a couple, but the Medusas hold, while also losing 1 whelp himself. Seeing Nyx possibly be overwhelmed, the Nightblades charge the dragon, doing 2 wounds on it, but the Nightblades hold with the fear from the dragon. The dragon charges the Death Merchants, killing some, with only Karari and 1 left. She is still but feet from her sister, but cannot free her. The Medusas charge the flank of the dragon. Even though they are fatigued, they hope to kill the dragon. The Necropolis tries to cast the spell, hoping to damage the dragon as well, but they fail on all accounts and only do 1 wound to the dragon. The dragon does more wounds to them, and actually wavers the Medusa and the Necropolis Judge. The Hierophant moves up and shoots at the zombies. The Night Stalkers move up towards the Arcane Necronum, shooting and doing a massive 4 wounds on him, killing the Arcane Draconum. The zombies charge the Hierophant, doing some wounds, but not enough to kill. At the end of the battlefield, we see a stalemate, with neither prisoner able to cross and neither side able to capture their prisoners. While both sides have sustained heavy losses, both sides have enough members to hold their prisoners and stop the other side from crossing. With all their leaders dead, the Magna, Draconum, and Kirari turn to face each other. The two leaders look at each other and ask for a ceasefire. After the battle, Kirari and the Magna, Draconum, Kalikas stare at each other with bloodstains on both of them. The Magna, Draconum, Kalikas looking around sadly. Our leaders are dead, along with many of our kin. And what is it and what do we have to show for it? Kirari states, "We wanted peace. Instead, you brought your army." Kalikas waves it off. "It is done. It is already done. Let us not argue anymore," said Kalikas. "Take your sister and give us our kin. She is yours. Leave us. Let us both mend our wounds and bury our dead. And let us never see each other again." "Sadly," said Kirari. "On that, we agree. May we never see each other again." Kalikas turns with his sister and leaves. The prisoners are exchanged. Kirari hugs her sister. "Go in peace, Kalikas, with your remaining kin. Go," says Kirari, hugging her sister. The Draconum leads Thera to their ranks. "You are our leader now, mistress. Let us go bury your brothers." At the end of the game, it is a tie game. Neither captive was captured, and neither side reached the other side. Neither got their captive to the other side of the board. The Draconum and the Necropolis both received 0 victory points. Thanks again for watching. You can always play against me in Universal Battles 2. I'd love to get a lot of feedback back from this this campaign. I'm really interested in it, so let me know if you have any feedback. You can always like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps the channel out. And you can always join us at the Austin Alternative Gaming Freaks group if you're in Austin. Thank you so much.